Show and tell. Hi guys, I'm Judy, and today I'm going to be reading "The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity." It's like supposed to be volume 22, except it's not officially out as volume 22. But I'm going to read 8 chapters that are eventually going to be volume 22, probably. So that's what we're going to do. We left off with like this big explosion of Kaoruko and Rintaro being found out by her teacher, Toki Sensei, I think, and she took it very badly. And she pretty much threatened Kaoruko, like told her like you would have to leave when Kaoruko kind of stood her ground. And then her friends came in. They were like, no, like we all know these guys and we're friends with them, like guys from Chidori, and we like them, blah blah. And then Toki Sensei was kind of like, it was in the principal's office, and then they told Toki Sensei to take a breather or something. And they said something about how there was an incident 10 years ago where some physical altercation happened. Something where the girls of Kikyo were, I guess, caught up. Probably Toki Sensei herself. And then the boys at the same time went to Tsukada Sensei, and it turned out that he was also involved. But it's pretty crazy. I don't know. I want to see what this incident was. I mean, like it's like on one hand, I'm like, sure, like someone was physically hurt, so it is a big deal. But on the other hand, 10 years, like that's crazy. Okay. Anyway, let's just get into it. We're doing math or something. I can't focus at all. Chapter 165. One-on-one. One-on-one between who? Oh, we're just studying, I guess. Tsukada and Toki? Or what? I think that's her name. I hope that's her name. We were here for 2 hours, but I didn't make much progress. Same here. Well, after what happened yesterday, that's no surprise at all. You know, Toki-sensei didn't say a thing today, did she? Yeah, she was acting normal. I was so on edge all day today. She said we'd discuss this at a later time. But how long is this situation going to continue? You talked with the boys last night, right? How much did you tell them about our side of things? What the teachers told Kaoruko, and that we barged in to back her up. Barged in. And then, oh, figures. They said, so they saw that coming. And then they said, oh, figures. I guess. So they saw that coming. Wow. When I mentioned that Sensei told Kaoruko to quit Kikyo, they were beyond furious. Especially Usami-kun. Okay. Excuse me? The hell does that mean? Yorita-kun and the others aren't stopping him? Because they're all so furious. Well, sorry. That quiet anger is terrifying. They're all really nice people, huh? They sure are. Still, I was really surprised to hear that they approached their homeroom teacher for help. Oh, they told them that. About that. Was it really a good idea to tell that teacher? I wonder how Chidori's teachers feel about us. I don't know. Like, it didn't seem to be a topic of conversation so much. But he said that it wasn't their fault. I'm sure he's a great teacher. They decided to tell him about us, after all. They decided to tell him about us. That's true. Still, Yorita-kun's got his exams this month, right? I feel bad that he got dragged into this. That is some awful timing, yeah. It's fine, no worries, he said, but I don't know. After we talked with everyone yesterday, Rintaro-kun and I had another private call, and for some reason, it felt different from usual. I think he was angry, although he suppressed it in front of me. Well, she did tell me to drop out, so if I was in his shoes, I'd have the same reaction. And considering the situation, I don't know if I should really be feeling like this, but I was a little happy that he got angry for my sake. He cares about you, yes. I want to see him. Oh, that's Togi-sensei. Is she heading home right now? Is she? Glare? Who is she glaring at? I think she's going to Chidori, maybe? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't she look even more terrifying than yesterday? Are we the reason? Doesn't look like she spotted us. Seems like she's in a rush. I wonder where she's going. Oh, she's going to meet up with him? Not at Chidori. That makes more sense. Maybe. I got here too early. Still, I didn't think she'd agree to meet and discuss things so soon. Then, do you happen to have time later today? I'd rather not discuss this over the phone. Huh? Yes, that works for me. Thank you very much. As for the time and place, how about... Tsumiya told me in detail about the time he encountered this Toki-sensei, but I wonder what sort of person she is. Oh, he doesn't know her personally. I mean, obviously he doesn't know her personally, but like I thought. Maybe he does. If he was involved in that incident, maybe he doesn't know that it was her. I guess. I don't know. At the very least, she seems to harbor a considerable hatred toward Chidori. Well, that's to be expected. Why? Why is that to be expected? Okay, fine, fine. I'm prepared for the worst, but what if something to drink? No need. Toki-sensei. Sharing a meal with someone from Chidori? Unthinkable. No, it can't be that bad, right? It's probably worse. I don't know. I kind of expected him to know at least that if she was involved in that incident, that he would know it was her, but maybe he doesn't know what her name was. Please enjoy your stay. Might you be Tsukada-sensei? Yes. My name is Toki. I belong to Kikyo Girls Academy. I apologize for making you wait. Huh? Don't be. I just happened to get here early. I'm Tsukada from Chidori High School. So glad I left school early. Ha ha ha. Would you like to order something? Maybe something to drink? No need. Just as I thought. I ordered something when the employee showed me to the table, but thank you for your offer. Okay, not as bad then. Okay, what is going on? Then maybe I don't know what's going on. Okay, awkward silence. So then, what was it you wanted to discuss? Ooh, their faces cut like that. I like it. Chidori and Kikyo, I fully understand the relationship our two schools share. I may not have been directly involved back then, okay, but I know what kind of trouble occurred in the past. Okay, so he wasn't involved, but he knew of it. And he thinks it's legitimate that they continue hating them for 10 years. Okay. I know I'm asking for a lot considering all of that, but I have a request to make. Would you mind meeting Tsumugi and the others somewhere quiet? I'd like to provide an opportunity for you to talk and get to know him. Ooh, okay. I'm afraid I can't do that. Are you like scared of getting to know them, realizing they're good people, or are you just... Oh. I'm fully aware that you must have your thoughts regarding Kikyo's stance and continued treatment toward Chidori. And yet, despite the fact that you went out of your way to politely ask me for this, I'm very sorry. I can't respond to your request. Okay, she's bowing now. You don't have to be sorry. You see, as a fellow teacher, I couldn't possibly be angry about your words and actions. What? I mean, sure, I don't know. I guess the incident was really bad. Rintaro mentioned it earlier. But what's her name? Toki-sensei? Why was she there at the time? You think she was patrolling the area? What else could it be? Although I don't know why it had to be that specific park. You see, as a fellow teacher, I couldn't possibly be angry about your words and actions. I mean, if anything, I think it's terrible that she's a teacher and that's how she acts, but I don't know what the incident was. Okay? I don't know what it is. So, I guess we'll wait and see. 166 as a fellow teacher. She's taken aback. I'm afraid I don't follow. From your perspective, Kikyo's attitude toward Chidori could have been nothing but unpleasant. It must have been 10, no, maybe 11 years since that incident. As you're surely aware, back then Chidori was truly horrible. Okay. Both the students and the inside of the school were out of control. Breaking up fights between students was an everyday occurrence, and just trying to teach class properly was a struggle. All right, so if you go forward thinking that is how the place is run, yeah, I guess you wouldn't want to have anything to do with it. Fine. Sure, I guess I can understand that. But it took until that incident for Kikyo to fully close its classroom curtains. Even though it was our students who seemed to be the ones more often instigating things. I believe you were being forced to put up with a lot. Then that incident occurred. It's understandable that you wouldn't want to get involved with us. To prevent the same result from happening again, anyone would keep their distance. And to make certain of that, Kikyo adopted this current attitude toward Chidori. The way I see it, you are simply fulfilling your responsibility to protect the precious students from your school. I guess it's just interesting to me that if Chidori were like, no, the school, no, that they were so bad, and now that they're better now, wouldn't they try to do anything about it? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just crazy that, right beside them, there's a school that hates their guts, and they like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like they waited until the students actually interacted, and that, it kind of came to a boiling point that they are addressing it. I guess, there's not much you can do as a school, I guess, if, like, the other school just hates your guts. I don't know. Try to have some kind of civilized conversation. I don't know, honestly. We from Kikyo were... I was Toki sensei. I think she was the girl, right? Were you in some way involved in what happened back then? I would assume so. She looks traumatized. Is that why you were patrolling that park? That place, Hananira Park, is where it happened. Where you saw Tsumigi is the same park where that incident took place. This is all just a hypothesis, if I may, but you must be on your own. Oh, fuck. That is just insane. She just looks like a demon. Oh, wow. Like, it's almost like from a fantasy manga or something. I'm sorry. I spoke out of line. I am only an outsider. I have no right to speak of that. Don't be. It's the truth. You are correct. Every year in August, on the day of the festival, I patrol the park to remind myself of my place. And more than anything, to ensure that something like that will never happen again. After all, it is impossible to turn back time. What happened to her? I guess it could be just her getting hurt, which is bad enough, right? Okay. I don't know how you were involved in that incident, and I can't imagine how you feel about what happened. So this is only my own impression. But when I heard from Tsumigi that the two of them ran into you that day, I was very much impressed. I figured that you must be a teacher who deeply cherishes her students. Yeah. Sure, I can see that. Is that not only natural for a teacher? Ha ha ha, you might be right about that. Still, despite enduring pain, even if you can't turn back time, you continue to struggle even now to keep the same mistake from repeating. I find that passion and hard work really remarkable. Yeah, not every teacher would do that. Maybe in Japan it's a little different because teachers are respected there, I think, for the most part. I think, in comparison with, like, other places or something. Then on the other hand, there's me. Unlike you, what is happening? I haven't done a single thing. I agree with that. That's weird to me that you, like, nothing. I always knew about the warped relationship between our schools, and that if there was any risk of that incident repeating, it would be best for our schools to keep their distance and maintain this delicate balance. That is what I told myself until yesterday. Yeah, I guess it's easier to just keep your head down and hope nothing happens. I guess. In the past and in the present, I have always turned a blind eye to the problem, despite knowing that it was not the best option. I agree. I'm pathetic. I mean, I agree that it's weird and stuff. I mean, obviously, I think he's a good teacher, but who cares about his students? But it is weird that just ignored what was going on. You said that you'd done so until yesterday, yes? If you believed so, why made you reach out to me? Well, Tsumigi and the rest are really refreshing guys. Yeah, they're the ones acting, forcing him to act. I expect to be condemned for my actions. In fact, that reaction would be only natural. But no matter what he might say, I will fulfill my duty as a teacher. That's the mindset she came in with. That is what I was prepared to do. However, what he said to me completely defied my expectations. Not only that, but as a teacher myself, I deeply sympathized with his words. Well, Tsumigi and the rest, and what stood out the most, are really refreshing guys, was how brilliantly he lit up when he talked about his students. That's sweet. Sweet. It completely threw me off. I could feel the tension inside me subside just a little. I don't think I've ever discussed my students while making that sort of face. Well, I mean, I don't think you're the kind of person who shows that kind of emotion, but it doesn't mean you don't feel it. I mean, we obviously know that she cares deeply about her students, at least to the degree of protecting them, you know? I mean, well, chapter 167, refreshing guys. That feels like a very different, like illustration for a chapter cover. Refreshing, yes. Well, I do still have my complaints from time to time, and they're just way too energetic. I'm in my 30s. I can't keep up. What are you... Oh, my apologies. Just rambling to myself. Tsumigi and the rest often hang out together, but one of them actually wants to be a police officer. Usually, he's the one keeping the group together with his soft personality, but he's actually got a burning sense of justice in him. I am worried about him a lot because he tends to get caught up in his thoughts. But he always keeps his eyes set on reality. He's a calm and thoughtful student. And then there's a boy who is the polar opposite. He's much more of a free spirit. The kind of guy who boldly declares he'd repeat a grade, saying, I'm gonna redo high school. He just starts rambling to her. Okay. That said, he's more genuine than anybody else. I feel like the older he gets, the more this rare talent of his will start to shine. Other than that, we've got a real stoic guy. No matter what trouble may arise, he always prioritizes the people around him. Personally, I wish he'd think more about himself. Is that the definition of stoic? Like caring about others? I don't think so. I mean, he's stoic because he doesn't show that... Well, okay, whatever. And they are, to an idiotic level, always serious and sincere. Those guys are all striving to be equal and do the right thing. They came up to me and asked for my help yesterday, with their heads bowed. They didn't have anything to do with that incident. They are living in the here and now, yet they are suffering because of the environment us adults have created due to the past. Right. It just was too much. How pathetic of me. Though those boys haven't done anything wrong. The fault lies with us adults. Yeah, it truly does. I realized I had to change as well. And I came to the conclusion all of this must change. This whole situation, where it's us adults pushing the responsibility onto those children. Toki-sensei, I apologize for asking this of you again and again, despite having no authority over Kikyo and its students. But would it be possible for you to see them without the label of Chidori students just this once? I can confidently promise you that those boys will not make you regret that. I will take full responsibility for whatever may happen in regard to them. But I mean, so we're making a case only for these boys? Like I don't know, I mean, obviously, it's them who are like the problem at this point. So, like, he wants her to meet them, and he knows that they're going to probably change her mind about them. But like, I guess the hope is that it's going to open her up to the possibility that the other Chidori students are not that bad either. But I don't know that, like, it's not exactly a direct follow-up. Like, it could be that she would meet them and she would be like, okay, fine, maybe they are like unique and, you know, not like the others and stuff. Like, I don't know if it's really, like, he's not talking generally. It feels like he's talking generally about them adults, like, laying all the responsibility on the children, that they have to change that and stuff. But he's not talking generally about all the students of Chidori, which maybe he can't. So where does that leave us? I don't know. Okay. Please, won't you consider it? She thinks about, you know, her interactions with Rintaro. When did she see them? Before they... Oh, no, during the school trip. That was school trip, right? Okay, and she saw them smiling. Here, this is my number. I'll share it with you. Huh? It would be a problem if you called the school again directly. So you mean you'd like me to meet with the boys from Chidori High, so I accept your request. Okay, let's go. But the school, like, we do want the school to know about this, actually. I mean, I guess first she wants to, like, meet them for herself and make a decision, and then we'll go forward from there. I'm sure they have their own lives to live, so let us discuss the details at a later time. Bowing his head. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, that concludes today's meeting. Dismissed. Thanks for joining. Yo, Tsumigi, heading home now too? Want to stop by somewhere? Actually, today's a bit rough. Oh, for real? Gotcha. Is it today that we're meeting her? I mean, like, I feel the pressure of, like, oh, meeting with this teacher who thinks badly about us, but the fact that she does want to meet with them is already a good sign. Sorry, I got held up. No worries, Mr. Festival Committee member. I just got here myself. Scott-chan, please. I need to know everything that's going to be on the exam. Wow. Like I said, I'm telling you the outline in class. Wouldn't it be very fair if I just told you, don't you think? Don't be stingy. What's that about? He wants to get started studying for midterms early, because we'll be busy preparing for the festival in September and October. Shohei sure is loud. Jeez. I'm impressed that Ayato can study with all this noise. He shut out the rest of the world. Alright, now that Tsumigi's here, we're meeting. Let's get started. Chapter 168. Be yourselves. Be yourselves. Okay. You're saying we're going to meet that teacher from Kikia? Oh, it's not yet the meeting. We're just talking about that. Us? Yeah. That's the agreement we reached. Are you joking? She agreed to meet with us? How did you manage to convince her? Did you use magic or something? No. We just had a normal discussion. Although, well, she sure knows how to lay on the pressure. Ha ha ha. Really? Yep. Yeah, she can look scary. My God. And Tsumigi, I know you're directly involved in all of this, so I can understand if you're not comfortable around her, but she seemed like the sort of person who'll answer in good faith, as long as you approach her sincerely. She's someone who's willing to listen. That is the impression I got. If Scotchan's saying so, then it should be fine, right? Well, that being the case, what exactly is there to discuss with her? No clue! Ha ha ha! What? What do you mean? Boo. Well, all I did was ask her to meet you guys. We didn't really narrow down the details of what would be the theme of said discussion. You're just offloading the problem to us. Sorry. But just to be clear, this has nothing to do with Chidori and Kikyo. It's more about her learning just what sort of people you are. You just gotta be yourselves. Do that and you'll be fine. I'm certain of it. Okay. A lot of pressure. Like, okay, you don't know what it's going to be like at all, and then you're just, okay, be myself. What? I'm sure something will happen and they will act and she will see who they really are or something. Whatever it is you discuss, no matter what happens, you'll be okay. I'll be right there with you guys. So if anything goes wrong, just rely on me. Understood. We're in your care. Right on. So, what are we gonna do? Should we ask the girls about her favorite snack? What? You don't have to go out of your way to get on her good side. So, I'd like to set a date for the meeting. But before that, there's something I'd like you all to know. The incident? I think I should know about it. It's already dark. I mean, also, if you have an incident like that happen in the history of your school, shouldn't the students know about it when they sign up or something? I mean, I guess it has a bad reputation, so they know in general that it has a bad reputation, but still. Wouldn't the teachers want to know that it's different now or something? The parents who send their kids to school. I don't know how this works. Okay. It's already dark. We did walk for a pretty long time. Where are we meeting her? Ooh, the wind, the dramatic wind. We gotta give it our all. What? I'll talk with that teacher. We were the ones who asked for help, and Scott-chan worked fast to convince Toki-sensei for us. That's true. Not only that, he even apologized to us. I guess there was that incident in the past, but it still caught me by surprise. Well, that's how it is, so... So I say, we gotta get pumped for this. Let's show her our friendship power. Woohoo! What now? Are you guys down for a strategy meeting with some food on the side? I'm hungry over here. So you're just out for the food. Gonna pass, sorry. I have to head home and hit the books. Okay, we're not meeting her yet. Okay. You three can go without me. Right, you got your police exam coming up. My bad. Yeah. Once that's over, we can go eat whatever you want, Ayato. Much appreciated. I'm really sorry, Yorita. You're already busy enough as is. Ha ha ha. How many more times are you gonna apologize? I told you it's fine, so stop worrying about it. Maybe you should really move the date for a talk to after your exams are done. It's alright. What a bunch of worry words, jeez. I think preparing for the exam with this unresolved would be a much bigger mental burden on me. If possible, I just want to resolve it as quickly as you can. And this helped motivate me a whole bunch too. I keep telling myself that I absolutely can't fail these exams. Because if I did, I just know you'd immediately put the blame on yourself, Rintaro. Okay. Same goes for Wagari-san and the girls. I don't intend to... Ooh, look at that. I don't intend to make you guys blame yourselves, no matter what. I guess that's a good motivation. So I'll be fine. Victory. I'll definitely smash that exam. Right now, I'm more focused than I've ever been. Ayato, you're so dang cool! Wow! Okay, thinking about this teacher, yeah. I would be terrified. I don't even know. Like, all of this just feels so, both terrified, but also, protect, I guess determined to make a good impression, which is also adds the pressure. It's just hard to be yourself without knowing what you're facing, we'll have to find a way to relax and show her who they are. I am at Toki. The 11th of September, which is a Sunday. Okay. Let's do it. At some point. He's taking off his... Well, that's not exactly being himself, but okay, yeah, these piercings don't define it. That's fine. Chapter 169, Kikyo's school building. Oh, we're meeting at Kikyo? Really? Let's see. The back gate should be over here. Hey, it's Kachan. I know we talked about this already, but can we really go in there? Kikyo, I mean? Of course. It was Toki-sensei's idea in the first place. Today's Sunday, so all the club activities ended in the morning, meaning that there shouldn't be many people around in the afternoon. Just to make sure, though, we're supposed to enter through the back gate. What about staff? Is there staff around the school? Rintaro without his piercings. As I said before, I'm here with you. Everything will be fine. Let's hope so. So you guys just have to be yourselves. What's so funny? Oh, it's just, we were told the same thing a little while ago when we let our friends from Kikyo know that we'd be meeting Toki-sensei. Oh, they said that too. They were all really surprised when they heard it at first, but just be yourselves, because then she'll surely realize how wonderful all of you are, they said. That's really sweet. I think I'd get along well with those girls. Well, just relax. It's almost time, so let's wait at the gate. Okay. For you. Oh, this is crazy. Okay. Yeah, they all noticed. Thank you very much for going to the trouble of meeting me here. There she is. Please, come inside. It's so scary. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, I guess she's just being serious here, obviously, but... Hello. Thank you for having us today. That was Usami. Go, dude. Being himself. Thanks for having us. Thank you very much. Yeah, he kind of broke the... They were all kind of frozen until he did that. Thank you. Likewise. Okay. I appreciate that you came here. Thank you for making time for us today. Gladly. Please follow me. That's Usami for you, I guess. Huh? Did I mess up or something? No. No, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. Just feeling a little more laid back now. Exactly. Great to hear it. Still not sure what I did, but whatever. Just stay yourself, Usami. Compared to before, she seems completely different. Well, she was in hyper mode back then. I get that. She was like, you're not gonna hurt my student. Still, yeah. Completely different than your own school experience. So pretty. Never would have imagined I'd be walking the halls of Kikyo one day. It smells so nice in here. So this is where Kaoruko-san and the others are always spending their time. She must have worked really hard to make it into the school. We've arrived. Considering the number of people, we chose to use the reception room. And as I've previously stated, the principal will be joining us for this meeting. Oh, okay. Okay, so it is being done like with someone in the know. Okay, like more officially, I guess. I apologize for the delay. That's quite all right. Thank you for escorting them here, Toki-sensei. And thank you all for coming today. Please come in. Okay, let us begin right away. I mean, the principal looks, you know, good-natured and stuff. So there's that. Chapter 170, Discussion. Well, despite the fall season being upon us, it remains quite hot outside. Thank you for coming despite the heat. Oh, in that case, perhaps we should have prepared some refreshing drinks for our guests. You make a good point. Please don't mind us. It's fine. Thank you. Actually, it's really cool in here. It feels totally nice. Thank you for having us today. Thank you. Go, Usami. Yeah. Usami, what? Oh, thank you for understanding. Gosh, boys are so full of energy. You speak so loudly and clearly. Usually, I only interact with female students, so this is rather refreshing. Refreshing in a different way than Skada-sensei probably meant it, but yeah. My name is Yamabuki, and I am the principal of Kikyo Girls High School. Hisatsugu Yamabuki. It's nice to meet you. And I am Toki, a teacher here. I am at Toki. Thank you for having us today. I'm Tsukada, a teacher from Chidori High School. I appreciate that you've made time for us when you must be busy. Why don't you introduce yourselves as well, boys? My name is Saku Natsusawa, and I'm Ayato Yorita. Shohei Usami here. I'm Rintaro Tsumigi. I see. So you are Tsumigi-kun. Yes. I've heard a lot about you from Kaoruko Wagari-san. Yeah. I have a sneeze. Wait. I don't think it's coming out. Okay. They suggested I drop out of school. What? Yeah, he was angry. I'm sure you must be wondering what the principal of all people is doing here. Ha ha. When Toki-sensei informed me of this, I asked to participate personally. You see, I've been the principal here for a very long time, which means that the full responsibility for Kikyu's current stance is yours. Torchidori lies with me. Yeah, I expected it to be like, oh, he looks so nice and la and he's more than that. Or like he's actually like the opposite on the inside or something. But okay, let's hear his explanation, I guess. So I'd like to confirm something regarding the incident which occurred in the past. I've been informed that Tsukada-sensei explained what happened to you in preparation for this meeting. Is that correct? Yes, I see. What happened is not your sin to carry, and I understand that it's unreasonable, as well as unpleasant for you to be in this situation. I am very much aware of that. Yet I still have to say this. As my position demands me to care for my students, I remain firm in my stance that we should maintain the current distance between the two schools. Alright, fine. I guess I get that. I guess. Yet, it was Toki-sensei, someone I greatly trust who, despite carrying stronger feelings for Kikyo than the average person, and despite the current circumstances, approached me and stated that she wanted to have this talk with all of you. Okay. And I've been told how terrific a person this Tsukada-sensei from Shidori High School is. Okay. So for today, I'd like us to remove the labels of Chidori and Kikyo, and I would be very happy if you taught me all about your true selves. Okay, but where are we going with this? Silence. Yeah, I mean... Okay. Phew. Sorry. I'm not surprised that sucked the air out of the room. For starters, actually, could we add something to that? By all means. What is it? Who said that? Before today, we spent a lot of time thinking about how to get the teachers from Kikyo to believe us. But to be honest, we still got nothing. Okay. Freeze. I can't deny that Kikyo's attitude toward us pissed me off plenty of times. But after hearing you out, it's hard to blame you. I mean, it's really our fault for being a bunch of idiots. No! What? What the hell? Ha ha ha! Okay. Wait, actually, there's also people who aren't idiots. Sorry about that, Saku. Spare me. When it comes to our school, some aspects match the image you have of us. Although it feels like things are calmer now. But we've had some troublesome and violent seniors too. Right, okay. Which is why we told the girls that they'd be better off not coming to events like the cultural festival. Okay, so it feels like we're going to just stay at this kind of impasse of like, okay, Chidori sucks for the most part, but some students don't, I guess. I don't even know. I'll see how it goes. When you're involved with Chidori, you're much more likely to be wrapped up in trouble like that. As much as it pains me to admit it, that's an undeniable fact. Okay. When I heard about what happened during that incident, a thought crossed my mind. The realization that the four of us really have just been lucky. So, I think we need to remain aware that trouble like that can break out at any moment. Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay. To add to that, you mentioned just now that you wanted to view us without the labels of our schools, but is that really the right thing to do? I know I might be rejecting your kindness when I say this, but as long as we are affiliated with Chidori, I don't think we'll get very far if we ignore that. True point that I was also wondering about. So I believe you should treat us as students of Chidori. Chidori is actually how you would say that. I just never realized. Very well. I understand. I recently watched Naruto, so just suddenly, I was suddenly like thinking, oh wait, Kakashi says it differently. Anyway, Rintaro. See, normally I wear earrings to school. Okay, I do have black hair right now, but until about a year ago, I dyed it blonde. Ever since I entered middle school, and back then, I only ever thought about myself. Okay, we're being super honest, which is what we do. The truth is, all this time, every moment, I was so incredibly terrified. I only ever thought about myself. Chapter 171. Please. Okay, but that's not true, right? The reason you dyed your hair and pierced your ears was. Yeah, I know. Thanks. Okay. Back then, I decided to dress myself like that for personal reasons. It must have scared everyone and made them uncomfortable. I probably don't need to tell you that I was reprimanded by my teachers for it. But to me, it was very important, so I never stopped, no matter what anybody said. I did it to protect myself. Okay, so you can get them trying to protect themselves and their students, I guess, maybe. That's where we're going with it. But even if it's important enough to me to act as my solace, I also knew that people wouldn't care about my personal reasons for making them uncomfortable. Because when one person steps out of line, even if the rest of the group does exactly as they're told, they will be viewed the same way. But I couldn't give up that solace, despite knowing how much trouble I was causing everyone. I'd given up on human relationships, so the only thing truly important to me was myself. But even though I was so self-centered, I was like, no, that's not it. Okay. But even though I was so self-centered, Maguri-san changed me. I was so used to being shunned that I never expected anybody to appreciate me. I'd given up on it, but to her, I don't care about anything else. I want to learn more about you because you're Rintaro-kun. Status, appearance, none of that mattered. She looked past all of that and saw me for who I am. She is such a kind person, but my status and my appearance could cause people to think badly of her. What I've experienced all this time might be directed at her too from now on. Yeah. I hated that idea. It terrified me. Don't worry, I'm okay now. That's why I decided to do everything I could to ensure that she wouldn't have to go through that. Because she changed my perspective and my whole life. These things I've been relying on for so long, my only solace. Yeah, they stop being your only solace. I'll cast it all aside without a moment's hesitation. That's how important Kaoruko-san is to me. Okay. That said, what you mentioned just now is also very true. We're students from Chidori. Considering the past relationship of our schools, I think asking you to just believe in us would be meaningless. So instead, could I ask that you place your expectations on us? I'd like you to give us a chance to prove that you can trust us. Okay. We'll keep doing what we can to ensure the girls won't have to worry about a thing. If there is anything we can do to make that happen, please tell us, whatever it may be, because we want to be with our important friends from Kikyo, with the people we cherish from now on. That's sweet. You only see half a face of Rintaro, but there's also Kaoruko right there, smiling. I think it might be, an image we saw before, or I'm not sure. She smiles a lot, I guess. So, please. Okay. I guess I was like, in my head, I was expecting some kind of like reconciliation between the two schools, because I think it's pretty crazy to keep on going like that. But they make a point of like, no, we're still pretty bad. Like Chidori is still pretty bad, with some of its students. So and we were aware of that. So we don't want, the girls from Kiki to get hurt either. Like, we don't want them to hang out with other people in their school, potentially, or something. So yeah, I guess we're basically just saying that there can be exceptions, but the rule it doesn't have to be, but it could be that, like, there could be more exceptions, but as a rule, like, they still think that there should be this, like, distance between the schools. Okay. I guess I could live with that. It's okay. It's still crazy that this is how things are. I like to ask for that as well. Well, what do I do now? I agreed to this meeting when Skata Sensei and I discussed the situation, and he said that he would take full responsibility for whatever may happen in regard to his students. They're all looking at him. Like, I appreciate that he did this for them. However, in the event that the unthinkable happens, what we teachers could truly do for their sake really is close to nothing. Oh. That's a really sad look. Are we going to see the incident? What is this? Is this her? Yeah, she has the beauty mark here, actually. Listen to me, Ayame-chan. You have to check on flowers every single day. Different flowers have different characteristics and needs. Are we going to compare the Kiki girls to flowers now? I can see it. It's not a stretch, but okay. But it's important that you watch them every day and provide the environment they need. If you do that, they'll grow up strong and bloom into beautiful flowers. She's watching the flowers. Chapter 172. I am a Toki. Okay. This is the last chapter for today, guys. Let's see where we get. July 2011. Her grandparents. I'm off to work. I'm a Toki 28. I have to tell them off. Good morning. Look who got all scared. Cute. Ugh. Kikyo Private Academy Girls High School, a prestigious school for the prim and proper girls of wealthy families. And right next to that, it's kind of crazy also that there's like this wealthy school, and right next door to them is like this delinquent school. Right? I mean, how did they let that happen? Okay. I mean, they have all the money and the influence, I would assume. Okay. And right next to that, Chidori Public High School stands a boys' school regarded as the bottom of the barrel, known as Chidori Public High School. Isn't there anything we can do? What do you mean? Chidori students bothered some of our girls this morning as well. Ah, yes, I happened to see that myself. The back gate is open for use, and we always urge everyone not to interact with Chidori students. We're doing what we can to deal with it. It seems that Principal Yamabuki is also aware of the situation and got in contact with Chidori. But it appears that not many students are willing to listen. I've heard rumors that it's difficult to even hold classes properly. Things were never great between us, but I do feel like it has only gotten worse over the past few years. Maybe it would be safer if we completely kept our distance from them. We can only do what we can. Kimura-sensei. Yeah, you can only do what you can. That kind of speaks for itself. What? Luckily, Kikyo's girls are clever and strong-willed, and to ensure they can remain so, it is our duty as teachers to create an environment that will make it possible. Toki-sensei. You care so much for your students, and the first-year girls are still scared of you? They always seem terrified, no? It's not on purpose. I know that, but summer break is right around the corner, remember? And how many more times are you going to repeat this same cycle anyway? I bet you were just way too nervous as always. Oh, she looks scary when she's nervous. I can relate to that, I think. I will be your teacher for modern literature. My name is Toki. Eek! Ugh. Gosh, you're so awkward. All of that is part of your charm. I like that about you. Was that a compliment? Still, the girls from your homeroom class have already opened up to you. So I'm sure that, like always, the first years will understand soon enough. I hope that's the case. I get nervous easily, and I struggle to talk in front of others. And you're a teacher. Okay. Respect. But whenever I try to hide that nervousness, I tend to make a scary face, as if I were angry. Then, Kawahara-san, please read from page 52, line 4. Flinch. Yes, ma'am. My first class with these girls was especially bad, so they're still terrified of me. I've been like this since I was little. Loom. So I'm used to seeing these reactions, and I'm not concerned with how people see me. Still, it gets in the way of properly communicating with my students. To still struggle like this at 28, I can't stand my own awkwardness. I mean, it's interesting that she says she doesn't care how people see her, because the awkwardness usually comes from caring, no? I guess it doesn't have to be. I guess you could not care. But I don't feel that she doesn't care. That's the thing. I don't feel that she doesn't care what people think about her. Okay. My grandfather, who I loved very much, passed away, and I was just 12 years old. I was sad and grief-stricken, but as I sat there absent-mindedly, I saw people passing by. They were all attendees for my grandfather's funeral. I was later told that they were all former students at my grandfather. And they're all delinquents, are they? Listening to all of their stories about my grandfather's time as a teacher? Oh, I guess not. No, I guess that's a woman. I thought there was a man there with like a necklace, and I was like, oh, okay. They're gangsters. But no, that wasn't the point. Okay. I was proud of him for being the kind of person that so many people admired. It made even me, someone who preferred staying in the shadows, want to live in such a way that would allow me to make an impact in other people's lives. That is why I chose the same path as my grandfather and became a teacher. And yet, gloom. Not by any standard could I be considered fit to be a teacher. For that reason, I will simply have to work harder than others and give my all in supporting these children. Since I still have classes in the afternoon, I should eat my lunch and relax a little. Aha! Finally, I've been waiting for you. Ayame-chan. I'm starving here. Matsukasa-san. What do you mean, finally? We didn't agree to meet here. Also, that's Toki-sensei to you. How many more times do I have to tell you? Oh, how cold, Ayame-chan. I thought we were buddies. Don't you mean Toki-sensei? You have to draw a line at some point. Okay, sorry. Just let me do it already, you cheapskate. Is she a student? Like, she seems like a student, right? I don't understand this relationship. I guess she's just a delinquent? She is a student from class 3A, the class I am responsible for as homeroom teacher. Also, it sure is hot today. She's cheerful, friendly, has a lot of friends. Okay. And gets excellent grades. An exemplary student. Okay. So maybe she feels entitled? I've been her homeroom teacher ever since her first year at Kikyo. I was a homeroom teacher for the first time, so I was even more nervous than usual, causing me to mess up many times. And just when I felt like I would never get any closer to my class. Excuse me, I have a question. Why do you always look so angry, Sensei? Murmur. I was asking if there were any questions about the material for the upcoming exam, actually. Oh, I'm not worried about the exam in the slightest. It's hard to ask someone who might be angry with you, right? Wouldn't it make things difficult for both of us? And you too, Sensei? Oh, difficult for both us and you too, Sensei? She's right. I am not angry by any means. Standing in front of people makes me so nervous that my hands start shaking. Well, I guess the best policy is honesty or something. I tried a variety of countermeasures against it, but all my efforts sadly ended in vain. Today, I tried writing words on my palms to stay calm. Not good. What am I even saying anymore? I'm panicking too much. Ha ha ha! That's adorable, Sensei. I never would have imagined that based on your usual scowl. Ah, next time there's a self-study period or something, can we do a question and answer session? That way, we'll learn more about each other. I want to know more about you, Sensei. Okay, and then she just started calling her by her first name at some point. Oh, how dazzling. Sometime after, she spotted me at my secret spot where I usually ate lunch. Sensei, I stopped by again. Here we've been talking about all sorts of things. When she was looking forward to going to a popular cafe with her friends, when she was happy that our girl who's a friend of the family took a liking to her, the fact that her father is a very strict person, so she doesn't really like being at home, and that she has feelings for someone. That was what happened 11 or 10 years ago. So she was like already a teacher, possibly. It's kind of was a student, or was he also? No, 10 years ago he must have been 20 then, 20 something. So he was also a teacher, I guess. Going on a date with that person you were interested in during the upcoming summer break, is it? But you are in the middle of preparing for your entrance exams. Do you really have time for that? What? I should be allowed to take it easy once in a while. I didn't think you'd complain like this. I'm not complaining. I'm simply worried. My grades haven't dropped at all, and my results on the last mock exam were my best yet. I'm working so hard that even my father couldn't find a thing to complain about. Here, check this out. Ta-da! He invited me to this. Oh, the festival. Fireworks. Oh. Well, this is an important time in your life, so you best not fool around too much. Oh, that's what Scott... Oh, no. Wait, no. I was going to say that was what Scott has said to them, but it's not. He told them to mess around. I mean, no, he didn't tell them to mess around, but he told them that only grades are important. But knowing you, what you said just now is probably true. Yep, no issues here. So, Sensei, you're the only person I'm telling this, but yes, the boy I'd like attends cheatery. What? Why? Did he do something to you? No. He didn't hassle me or anything. I was the one who approached him. To be honest, I don't really like cheatery myself. They immediately bother us the second we enter their view, and the way they treat us always gives me a headache. But they're also good people. That's why I fell in love with him. You really do have to judge people on their own merits, you know? That may be the case, but even so, she's a lot like Kaoruko, this girl. Not in some way, but not really, I guess. At least in her viewpoint, for now. Ha ha ha, I knew it'd turn out like this. But he's really wonderful. I mean, there's definitely, obviously, a parallel between her and Kaoruko, but they're not the same. I certainly don't have anything nice to say about Chidori, nor do I know anything about that boy you have feelings for. But you are clever, possess a firm will, and I know you try to see people for who they are. So have fun at the festival. It does get dangerous late at night, so please take care of yourself. Oh, I love you, Ayame-chan. It's Sensei. I'm sure she'll be fine. She said that nothing happened so far, and if she feels this way, you are, then he must be a good person. Since she's always busy studying, she should take some time off to make memories she could only experience right now. I wonder if he actually turns out to be a bad guy, or if just his friends are bad, or some other people from Chidori he doesn't know are bad, or what. But this feels very ominous. Today is the beginning of the second term. I have to focus again. Ah, Toki-sensei. Kimura-sensei, good morning. Is something wrong? Toki-sensei, please head to Kichigo Hospital once the opening ceremony has ended. The hospital? Oh, you could skip that and go right away. Wait a moment. Why should I? Just now, The mother of Natsukasa-san from class 3A called to inform us that she'd be absent. But since you weren't in yet, I took the call in your stead. Last night, Natsukasa-san fell from the hill at a nearby park. And we think she was pushed from the same hill that Kaoruko and Rintaro were at. Okay, that's it. That's where we end. Goddamn. All right. So, I mean, I think by now I do understand that why they feel a need to just keep this really firm distance between the schools. I mean, I was kind of thinking, oh, Chidori's better now. Chidori's better now, so, they all should be whatever. They should cut them some slack and whatever. But it doesn't seem like it's entirely so. This whole situation is pretty fucked up. But sure, it's true that there are some schools where just they have bad reputation and kids who are not necessarily bad, but more naughty, and some of them who are more out of control, I guess you could say. They attend there and that's the place that accepts them, so it just continues being that way. It's a crazy situation is that they're so close to each other. I can't believe that either Kikyo will be built right next door to a school like that, or the other way around, that they would kind of let a school like that be built next to them. I guess maybe it wasn't always maybe Chidori wasn't always that bad, I don't know, or something, whatever. I get that it's the premise of the whole story, that there are these very, very different schools so close to each other. And maybe at the end of the day, you don't have that many buildings that you can use as a school. I don't know. But that's the point, that Kikyo has so much. I mean, I would assume that they have enough money that they could build wherever. I don't know. But anyway, it is complicated. But so far, it's not clear what happened. Obviously, we're going to find out more of what happened during that incident. And so far, it could be that, the fact that she fell from the hill could be that she just fell, right? We don't know. I mean, obviously, we know that Chidori people were involved. We know that she was dating a Chidori student, and we still need to get all the details. But I wonder if it's going to turn out that, oh no, he didn't. I wonder, first of all, if her boyfriend was actually the one who turned out to be bad, or if it was some other people from Chidori. And if it was them at all, maybe she just fell. I don't know. Whatever. But, I mean, it came to the point where they were like, oh, wow, we have to keep watch over our girls and never let anything like that happen to them. And, and just, completely close the curtains on this side of the school and make sure that they know that they can't ever interact with the boys on the other side, ever. Which I do get, because you do want to kind of maintain some kind of standard in your school. So you're no, you can't interact with the boys there, and they have to make it very clear why that is the case. But basically, telling their students how much the other school sucks. It seems like every single time that they would just talk about it. But I still think that's a crazy way to go about it. like as an official way to deal with this kind of thing. To just be like, okay, we're just gonna make our students hate this other, like this whole other school, so they stay away from them. And then at the same time, the other school is like, oh well, we do kind of suck, so we're just gonna let them treat us like that because I guess that it's just crazy. Okay. Um. So anyway, it was fun to get to know Toki Sensei a little more for sure. To know that she's, that she tends to look scary when she's nervous. I can relate to that. Like I can get the feel like I often get nervous, and I don't know how I look, but I don't think I look scary to that degree, but there's definitely something like in a person who's like, insecure, like, nervous or something, that they kind of like, it makes sense that they would push people away, that people wouldn't be able to read that they're scared and instead read that they're like, antagonistic and like hostile in some way. So I get that. And it does explain, I guess, her murderous looks a lot. Like, it gives a different context to them, so that's good in order to understand her character. And this story is interesting. I want to know what actually happened. And I mean, it has to. I hope that it's actual. I don't hope. Like, it's pretty terrible to hope that, I guess. But for the sake of a story, like, I hope that it's actually the Chidori people who did that, so that it would make sense that they would hate them so much. I guess it could, like, even if it was an accident, I guess that would also just show that the Chidori students are super irresponsible, and that the girls shouldn't date them or interact with them, because they could, like, the girls could get into trouble, whether the Chidori students want it, like, whether they actually make it happen or just are just like irresponsible and I don't know. And something like this happened, but I don't know how. But like, okay, it's a complicated situation. It's like, as a teacher in a school like Chidori, how do you like, if you have no belief in your students, or if you believe in only like some of your students, or I don't know, like, if you just think that they're hooligans, which usually I think that's what happens in schools like that have bad reputation. The teachers, like, it's rare to get teachers who actually care and believe in their students. So it kind of just like never gets better, because the students are expected to act badly, and then they do, kind of. But from what we saw from, like, their classroom, the glimpses that we caught of it, they weren't that bad. They did say that they have some rough seniors or something, so it's like not in their class. But I don't know, it's just, it's yeah, it's definitely a complicated issue. Like, I can see why you can just be like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, as Kikyo, knowing that you have a school of delinquents right next to you, you can just let your girls do whatever they want. Or like not tell them anything about that. Because the girls are the ones who are like being harmed, I guess. They're the ones who are being bothered. So they're the ones who have to take the stands, like protecting themselves, protecting their students. Even if it's not like the whole school that's bad, it's enough to have like some students who are bad enough that, you have to keep your distance. It does make sense in that way. I don't know. I just wonder, like, if like the win will be just that they realize how good these 4 boys are and allow them to keep interacting with their girls or whatever, but like nothing else will actually change between the schools. But that just sounds, I mean, that sounds pretty unsatisfying. It depends on how it's going to be conveyed, but it just also doesn't feel like that would work with the manga with such a wholesome, hopeful tone to it. To just be like, oh, okay, you know what? You know, this thing could happen again because we like allow this kind of exception for these 4 boys. Well, I guess they will be more open-minded. I guess that it could be that there would be boys that are good enough in Chidori. It's just that they have to be careful about them and, I don't know, like keep watch, but also allow it to happen, but also like be careful until they're sure that it's whatever. I don't know. Maybe that could be like a little bit of a change of policy, even though it's a lot more work to kind of keep on your toes, kind of allow some interaction to happen, but also be careful about it. Yeah, it doesn't sound very feasible. Okay, we'll just see where it goes. Interesting overall. Like, I am enjoying like dealing with this head on. Next week, if we're gonna have another chapter come out, I'm gonna have like 3 chapters to read. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this read along. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Special thanks to my top Patreons: Redding Tier, Andy Plays All Night, Tyranor, Michael Gabriel, Shadows Moon, Marsh, Stone Tree, and Antiquity. And to the rest of my amazing Patreons, who without their support I would never be able to keep on doing this. Thank you so much.